Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove frontline asset strategies from their credit report, and actually in many cases without paying the debt at all. So if that's you or someone you know, I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't take action now. For example, if you know or believe that Frontline Asset Strategies or any of the other accounts on your credit report are the result of identity theft or have a wrong balance after you've already paid, or any major issues that are really affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And we work with a network of local attorneys that can work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. But if there are no issues like that exist for you, which is good, but you just want the accounts removed from your credit report, we can also help with that. Just give us a call today. Our number will be in the description below, so you can find that easily. And today, what I want to do is I want to go through some of, if not the most important questions that we get about this company. And the first one that I have here I think is really important, and that is, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with Frontline Asset Strategies? And the reason I put this one at the top of the list is because, we get a lot of callers here that are terrified that this could happen. And it really makes sense. I mean, few people are actually taught how credit and debt work in school. I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. And fortunately, the answer is, unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. So no need to worry about that whatsoever. And also, the amount of the debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $1,000 or $1 million or whatever. You will not be arrested or get jail time. So don't worry about that. So now, who is Frontline Asset Strategies and why are they showing up in your credit report? So they are... They're referred to as a debt collector or credit collection agency. And what they do is they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, often for very cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount, okay? So as an example, imagine, for a moment that you, for whatever reason, have an unpaid card with Capital One, and it's $1,000, okay? Frontline Asset Strategies could, in theory, come along and buy that debt, but maybe just for $100. And then they don't try to collect that amount from you. They try to collect the full $1,000, which gives them a 10x return on their investment. So, these companies can make a lot of money, and damaging your credit score by reporting the debt to your credit report is the primary strategy they have to get you to pay. However, and again, this is something that a lot of people don't know, is that paying a debt that's on the credit report does not remove the account attached to it. That account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score, whether it's paid or not. So a lot of time, I tell people paying isn't actually in your best interest. It could just be a waste of money. In rare cases, paying debt could even hurt your score further. Now, in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters, call a lot, even calling family members, colleagues. And again, if a collector has ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you again may be owed a lawsuit. So that's another case that you want to give us a call so we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Should you negotiate a settlement with Frontline Asset Strategies? Yeah, so settling your debt with Frontline really depends on your goal. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying is the best option. Now, why do I say that? Because, as I mentioned before, even if you pay the collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time. Now, instead, we always recommend that you work with an expert like us who can review these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts may be removed. And this is a win-win. You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score. and the negative account gets removed from your report. So it's perfect. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Right into this one. So how do you remove Frontline Asset Strategies from your credit report? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Let me say the knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but be prepared. You may spend weeks or months learning how to do it properly. However, if you'd like to hire a professional to handle it for you and ensure it's done properly the first time and save the extra time, well, we're happy to take care of it. We've dealt with Frontline Asset Strategy accounts many times in the past, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them. And we can take care of it for you as well if you prefer. Okay, next question. How can you get Frontline Asset Strategies to stop calling you? As I mentioned before, Frontline Asset Strategies will be calling you to attempt to collect the debt they've purchased. Okay, which means that the only reason that they'll stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them, or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will Frontline Asset Strategies try suing or garnishing my wages? I'll say this, Frontline Asset Strategies suing is unlikely. I'll be perfectly honest, it can happen, and it does happen, but in our experience, it's rare. There are many laws around how long they can sue for, what they can do if they win, and it's just a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect it all, which is another benefit of using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with Frontline Asset Strategies? So, yeah, you have the right to dispute any of your debt that Frontline Asset Strategies has purchased. They are governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA, and as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, these acts can seem complicated, but they provide a great deal of power to the consumer if you know how to use them properly. Now, again, if you don't have time to research these acts, that's not a problem. That's what we're here for. You can call us today to discuss your options, and we would love to help you out. Again, you can find our number in the description below, and that's all I have for you today.